anchor document that the finance bill draws its contents and which we passed in this House is known as budget strategy paper, medium-term budget strategy paper. Madam Speaker, that document, if you look at it, it is anchored on two important principles. The first principle is that the budget document needs to be predictable. The budget document needs to be predictable. The finance bill needs to be predictable. It also needs to be certain. The reason why this is anchored in this document is because, Madam Speaker, investors and businessmen, when they want to do business in a country, they must be certain that the tax laws that will prevail are long-term and that they are able to allow them to plan their businesses. Madam Speaker, before I joined Parliament, I used to work in the banking sector. And Madam Speaker, we could engage business people and we help them to draw strategies for business. One of the things that we look for when we are doing this, Madam Speaker, is that how will the tax environment obtain in the next 2, 3, 4 years? Madam Speaker, if you look at this tax bill, if you look at this finance bill, Madam Speaker, we just did finance bill last year. And even before the businesses take advantage of the finance bill which we enacted, the incentives which we provided, shortly we have a new finance bill which is overturning those benefits. Madam Speaker, this is the reason why, Madam Speaker, I want to oppose this finance bill, because it is taking away the benefits that we gave to businessmen just the other day and taking them away. Madam Speaker, for instance, a tax like import declaration fee. In the last finance bill, we had lowered this tax because we realized that there are so many raw materials which our companies need, our industries need, which we must import. Now, in this finance bill, that tax has been raised by 1%. Honorable Speaker, this is going to hurt the manufacturing sector. I have heard many members claim that this finance bill is good for manufacturing sector. It is not, because the raw materials which we are going to rely on to produce, and this country does not produce a lot of raw materials, we are going to import them at a high fee. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, there are some taxes that have been introduced, such as VAT on financial services. Honorable Speaker, only 14% of Kenyans are enjoying banking services. In most African countries and developed countries, you find that about 50% of citizens are enjoying banking services. Now, if we introduce 16% VAT on financial services, Honorable Speaker, you are telling many Kenyans not to enjoy banking services. This is going to be a serious drawback in our campaign to have many Kenyans get banked. But Honorable Speaker, this also applies to the new tax which we are introducing on mobile money transfer. Honorable Speaker, there's a tendency for this House to continue to tax money transfer services. Last year, the excise tax on money transfer services was 15%. We are trying to raise it to 20%. Honorable Speaker, we need to realize that just sending money is not really production. So if we continue to tax people because they are using mobile transfer services, it is very unfair. Honorable Speaker, as I conclude, one of the reasons why we do not meet our tax targets is because of something we call taxpayer morale. Honorable Speaker, the reason why somebody will willingly pay tax is because if their morale is boosted. This bill does not boost taxpayer morale, and I foresee a situation where taxpayers will refuse to pay their taxes. And this is happening, Honorable Speaker. If you go to KRA, the officers in KRA are merely collecting bribes because taxpayers are refusing to pay tax. They rather keep the tax, and when officers of KRA go, they bribe them. So, Honorable Speaker, we need to have a tax regime that promotes taxpayers to have morale so that they can willingly pay tax. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, I oppose. Thank you.